Hi guys, after the rigging of Adamawa governorship election, guys, Festus Keyamo don collect woto as in left, right and center as e dey hot from the good citizens of Nigeria because he rushed to tweet on his Twitter handle congratulating Binani, which they falsely declared the winner of this election. Guys, we know that this election is not yet over, but APC planned connived with INEC to declare Binani the winner of this election, the same way they declared Bola Ahmed Tinubu the winner of 2023 presidential election, saying that others presidential candidates should go to court. Guys, may things like APC never happen to Nigerians again.
Well, spokesperson of the All Progressives Congress, Festus Keyamo, also congratulated Binani after the declaration. Keyamo took to his official Twitter page to describe Aisha's victory as a glass-shattering watershed for Nigerian women. Well, his tweet reads, "Just woke up in the US to this wonderful news. I am screaming my head off here. This is such a glass-shattering watershed for the women of Nigeria. Huge congratulations to my sister, Senator Aishatu Dahiru Ahmed Binani. At a point in the struggle, we were speaking like a dozen times a day on the phone. Special thanks to all those who worked so hard for this. Special thanks to the good people of Adamawa State for smashing this hoodoo of gender bias. Special thanks to the APC for making this possible. Special thanks to President Muhammadu Buhari for providing such sterling leadership. Special thanks to Nigerians for your support and prayers. Now, for the women of Nigeria, please go ye forth to conquer." I mean, that would be, that. I can see you rolling your eyes, but it would have been a perfect speech if she actually was the winner. I mean, it really would have been amazing. But I mean, this is the issue with the spokespeople. I know you always have issues with the spokespeople, especially from the APC. But in the meanwhile, the INEC rec, Hidu Unisa Ari, is reported to have been paid huge sums of money to rig the gubernatorial election in Adamawa State. In a video that made the rounds on social media on Sunday, an alleged senior DSS official who was apprehended by some young people at City Green Hotels in Yola stated that he was told to give the rec about 2 billion naira to rig the election.
National commissioner. Nawa. To rig the election. Nawa. Neither actually billions of naira.
Nawa, how many?
Let us say 2 billion.
Let us say 2 billion. To me kai ka a green city
ne ce maka abin da kai ne green abali da ba ni da
me ya kai ka
na je da tim dina an ce mu zo mu arreshe shi wallahi ta lafi mu zo mu arreshe shi ana haka je ba an ce mu zo mu arreshe shi kafin da shi kafin da an ne okay dan kan da ai ne ko an ce mu zo mu arreshe shi kafin a kai da an ne ko mun an ce ya ka kudi
da shi da waye
to ni ba sani ba an ce mu su biyu wallahi ba sani ba.
Well, meanwhile, a Professor Abdullahi Abdul Zuru, the present INEC Commissioner Northwest and former Vice-Chancellor of Usman Danfodio University, Sokoto, and Federal University of Technology, Mina, who was sent to Adamawa State as part of INEC's supervisory activities, was attacked by a mob who mistook him for the Adamawa State rec, Barrister Hidu Unisa Ari, for illegally returning Aisha Dahiru Binani as governor-elect. This is so unfair that this happened to this man. And why? Because INEC dropped the ball again. Well, Ayo, please, your comment.
Yes, INEC dropped the ball royally in Adamawa State over the weekend, as with in other states, because there are 24 states where supplementary elections were held over the weekend. But Adamawa State is in the spotlight because of what a number of people have described as a naked dance in the marketplace, a royal show of shame, the highlight of the drama amongst dramas that have occurred in the elections this year, and INEC not being ready, as they assured Nigerians in the days leading to the elections. But speaking to Professor Zuru, yes, INEC was complicit. INEC was, not complicit, but INEC can be looked at as not producing an election that people can write home about. However, it is no justification for people to take matters into their own hands and beat up a man who then turns out to be innocent, such that they stripped him of his dignity, stripped him of his, of any sense of dignity, really. As we were speaking earlier on to Mr. Osaze Uzi, earlier on, he had talked about the fact that this is even a discouragement for people who, because this is a professor, a former VC of a university, who has been so disgraced nationally in this way and in this manner. He's been summoned to the INEC office in this morning alongside the REC who announced the illegal results. And going back to the earlier, what you had mentioned earlier on, let me speak to, because I know Doctor would speak to the illegality of what was done on Saturday. But let me speak to Mr. Festus Keyamo and Senator Binani. First of all is that Senator Binani must have known that, number one, results were not fully collated, therefore they shouldn't have called on a winner. Second of all, that the person who announced her as winner was not legally or constitutionally, there was no constitutional provision for him to announce her as winner, so illegal on all fronts. Therefore, she coming out very quickly to give an acceptance speech in itself is very suspect. And the fact that she's a serving senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, so she should know better. It just demonstrates the fact that politicians in Nigeria, unfortunately, are desperate for power enough to not mind the process, or whether it's legal or illegal, the fact that they just announce, and then anything you want to do, the very famous saying, go to court, is what they would just announce me and let everybody else go to court. And then I feel very sad as a woman because it puts a blight on what a number of people have said should be a process where women around Nigeria should be very jubilant about the fact that we could potentially produce the first elected female governor of a state, a northern state for that matter, in Nigeria. It rubbishes the process and it almost takes away the shine of that golden moment. And then Mr. Festus Keyamo, as an SAN, a senior advocate of Nigeria, a minister of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, a man who is learned by every sense, in every sense and by every word, coming out to celebrate and talk about an illegality in itself is one that he should probably delete his Twitter handle and not tweet for a while. It is disgraceful. Unfortunately, it is quite disgraceful, and a lot more is expected from him.
Absolutely.